Are you really as brave as you want me to believe? Claire kept her hateful gaze riveted on him. The evil look in his eyes was cold and threatening. He laughed. I think you are, he said, leaning closer, his mouth opening to a sinister smile. Very brave. And that is a big mistake. You should be frightened. As if she weighed no more than a rag doll, he pulled her from the bed and lifted her in the air. His hands clamped around the flesh at her upper arms, his fingers pinching painfully into her skin. She fought the pain, fought to free herself from his grasp, but her efforts were useless. He was too strong. With a loud grunt, he took a step forward and slammed her against the wall. Her head snapped back, hitting the wood with a thud. She closed her eyes as the room spun around her. It took several seconds before everything came back into focus. She had to stay alert, had to keep her wits about her to have any chance to escape. But before she could catch her breath, he anchored his arm across her chest at the base of her throat and pinned her to the wall. For a minute, everything went black. The pain was excruciating. When her eyes finally focused again, moonlight from the open window illuminated her enemy's face with horrifying clarity. His black as midnight eyes gleamed in the semi-darkness, and the scar that ran down the side of his face was as vivid as if it were day. She'd never been so frightened in her life, never felt so helpless. Claire suppressed a shiver, then bit back a scream when the cold blade of his knife pricked the skin at her neck. She froze, not daring to move lest his knife slice her skin even further. You know why I've come, don't you? He dug his elbow deeper into her chest, and Claire gave a soft, muffled cry. She swallowed, but her throat was so dry she couldn't have answered, even had she any intention of doing so. She took a shuddering breath and shook her head. She wasn't prepared for his sudden outburst of anger. His hand swung through the air. His fist connected with her cheek. Her head slammed backward, bouncing as it hit the wall behind her. The whimper she heard was her own. She prayed the end would come quickly and painlessly. But she knew it wasn't her death the intruder wanted. Tell me, Marchioness. The tip of his knife again pressed the flesh at her neck. Where is it? Her skin burned where he held the blade, and Claire felt a warm trickle of blood run down her throat. Where? He growled, crushing her against the wall. She gasped for air. I don't know. But I think you do. In fact, I am sure of it. He lifted the knife and held it in front of her face. The moonlight reflected off its silvery blade, the tip dark with her blood. With slow deliberation, he touched the knife against the tender flesh at the inside of her arm, just above her wrist. Claire fought the fear that raged through her. Where? He pressed the tip harder against her flesh. Claire tried to keep silent, but her scream echoed in the darkness as the knife punctured her skin. Blood roared in her head, her frantic thoughts spinning to find an answer that would save her. She couldn't give him what he wanted, no matter what he did to her. But if she could get him to let her loose, she might have a chance to escape. You will tell me where the necklace is hidden, my lady, the Russian said, moving the knife to her throat, or this night will become very unpleasant for you. Claire squeezed her eyes shut. She had to get free for a few seconds, had to convince him it wasn't here, but in another part of the house. Listen carefully, he said, clamping his thumb and forefinger on either side of her jaw. Monsieur Rosenau is scheduled to arrive in England in less than a month. He expects me to give him the necklace the moment he steps ashore. Rosenau. It was a name she'd hoped never to hear again. A name as vile as the man himself. And to make sure you cooperate, Monsieur Rosenau has provided an added incentive. He is holding your brother, the Marquis of Halverston. His life will be exchanged for the necklace. No, my brother doesn't know anything about the necklace. If you want to see your brother alive again, you will give it to me.